Have you ever stopped to wonder if the very foundation of Golden State's next dynasty hinges on a decision we haven't fully grasped yet? What if the future MVP caliber star we all dreamed of is actually the hero hiding in plain sight and we're on the verge of locking him into Bay Area? Blue forever? Could a single sign-and-trade whisper change the balance of power in the Western Conference, catching every rival off guard? Welcome back to Warriors News Fan Report, where every heartbeat in the Bay is our breaking news. Today, we're diving into the electric rumor that Jonathan Kuminga is officially confirmed with the Warriors. A move so seismic it could rewrite this franchise's story arc. Smash that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and ring the bell so you never miss a moment of the action. Picture this. Just hours ago, the front office approved a sophisticated sign-and-trade proposal, sealing Kuminga's future in Golden State. Hushed chats in executive suites turned into celebratory toasts, and suddenly every scout, insider, and superfans on Reddit were buzzing. What exactly did the Dubs give up? And what explosive assets did they acquire in return? According to the latest intel, the Warriors looped in a three-team framework, partnering with Brooklyn and LA to land a pivotal veterans Dorian Finney-Smith's lockdown defense, and Dalton Neck's sharpshooting plus a late first round pick to sweeten the pot. It's a masterstroke of cap gymnastics and talent evaluation that few saw coming. Let's rewind to last season's jaw-drop in flashes. Kuminga exploded for 15.3 points per game, hauled it for 0.6 boards, and handed out to 0.2 assists across 47 appearances, showcasing the kind of verticality and rim pressure that had even Steph Curry texting, "Watch out for this kid at shoot-around." Yet, contract negotiations loomed like a shadow. The restricted free agent tag threatened to send rival front offices into a bidding frenzy, dangling seven-figure offers that could drain Golden State's flexibility. Could the Warriors risk matching every bid and risking a wider cap crunch, or would they demand a sign-and-trade, safeguarding their core while still getting real talent back? Today's confirmation tells us they chose the latter, and with style in the new-look GSW rotation. Expect Finney-Smith to plug directly into wing defense assignments, taking on the league's superstar sluggers and offering reliable three-point, hitting at an elite 41.1% rate last season. Imagine Kerr unleashing Finney-Smith on Paul George in crucial fourth quarters, while Curry and Kuminga attack from the opposite side like a one-two punch. Meanwhile, Dalton Neck, fresh off a 37.6% three-point clip in his limited outings, brings low-cost shooting firepower and backcourt depth. The late pick, likely in the 50s, adds a dart throw that could land a future rotational piece or even be flipped again. If the market heats up, could these additions push the Warriors from title contender to favorites, all without mortgaging their future? But what about Kuminga himself, locked into a long-term deal? He now steps into a position of stability he's never had, confident that the franchise believes in him through thick and thin. His athletic highlights already defined him thunderous, dunks punctuated by elastic closeouts on defense. But the contract confirmation deepens his commitment. No more offseason trade specters hovering over him like clouds. Instead, clear expectations to grow year after year in the system. Some insiders believe this security will unlock new dimensions of his game: refined perimeter shooting, smarter decision-making, and the mental comfort to push his limits without wondering which jersey he'll wear next autumn. Rival fanbases are reeling. Lakers loyalists watching on social feeds are muttering, "They got Kuminga locked up and added Finney-Smith? Unreal." Clips Kingdom in LA is already theorizing how this deal shifts championship odds, fears that LeBron's twilight years could be overshadowed by the Bay's youth infusion over in Denver. Nuggets supporters fear the defensive mismatch nightmare: Finney-Smith cutting off drives, Curry and Kuminga punishing the paint, and Neck spotting up behind the arc. Thunder fans, ever the optimists, are clinging to the pick as their faint hope, while Clipper Nation's chatter conjures up trade counters. Fine, have Kuminga just end the silent prayer for Draymond's fourth ring. The strategic ripples extend to playoff planning. Picture Kerr's chessboard, staggered lineups with Kuminga's length on the wing, Draymond's switchability at the 5, and Finney-Smith's veteran savvy defending every deadly ESO. In late-game crunch time, Murray and Curry could operate, with new spacing as Neck curls off screens for open triples. Some insiders believe this three-pronged offensive punch could overwhelm any half-court defense, especially when paired with Andrew Wiggins's improved decision-making and Kevin Looney's rebounding tenacity. Could this be the blueprint for a deeper, more versatile title run? One that adapts on the fly rather than relying on vintage Splash Brother theatrics off the court. The human side of this saga is equally compelling. Kuminga's Instagram post note. Flashy fireworks. Just a simple shot of him in a Dubs jersey with the caption "Ready for more" has gone viral, gathering hundreds of thousands of likes within minutes. Former Warriors legend Andre Iguodala slid into the comments, "Big moves require big faith. Let's go." National insiders like Shams Charania tweeted, "GSW secures Kuminga via sign and trade. Adds defensive stoppers and shooters and less. League challenges the legality. This could be a model for small market compensation sweeps." Roy even hinted that similar frameworks could be on the table for future restricted free agents. Across the league, fans at Chase Center, overheard by our camera, shouted out, "This is the smartest front office in basketball." And finally, they invest in youth and vet talent together. Yet, amid the cheers, some skeptics caution that integrating new faces takes adjustment. Will Finney-Smith slide seamlessly into Kerr's motion offense? Or will his ESO tendencies clash with the fluid pace? Can Nick adapt to fewer ball stops and more catch-and-shoot reps? And does trading away assets, however modest, signal a shift away from the draft-and-develop ethos that built this dynasty? It's possible this gamble could backfire if the chemistry hits a snag. But Dub Nation's faith in Steve Kerr and Bob Myers runs deep. Could the perfect organizational synergy that minted for titles also be the force that melds these pieces into gold? Riding the wave with me, smash that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and ring the bell so you're first in line for every splashy update in blue and gold. The moment Kuminga's deal went through, the entire floor at Chase Center seemed to hum with possibility. Now, imagine Steph Curry gliding off ball screens, opposite Jonathan Kuminga's relentless drives and gravity-defying finishes to generational talents in perfect harmony. Could this be the most electrifying one-to punch the league has ever seen? Fans are already wondering if defenses will collapse on Curry's jab steps, only to find Kuminga lurking in the corner for an uncontested triple. Some insiders believe that pairing Steph's unrivaled playmaking with Kuminga's raw athleticism could produce an offensive symphony so potent it renders traditional zone defenses obsolete. But it isn't just the Curry-Kuminga axis that has Dub Nation buzzing, with Dorian Finney-Smith locked in on the wing. The spacing opens, further forcing opponents to respect every corner and baseline look. Is it possible that this trio Curry, Kuminga, Finney-Smith could average a combined shooting/line that rivals the historic Splash Brothers era? The numbers hint at it. Steph's career 40.8% from deep. Kuminga's breakout 36.2% last season. At Finney-Smith's 41.1% on near 3 attempts per game. Could this spacing nightmare elevate Andrew Wiggins into more freedom off the ball, letting him attack mismatches rather than initiate sets? Minutes, of course, will be a precious currency with Kuminga secured. Jonathan's workload could climb from 27 to 32 minutes per game, shifting Moses Moody into a spot-up specialist role where his 34.8% three-point mark can flourish. Moody's hustle defensively and his willingness to accept the occasional ESO means Kerr could stagger lineups: Curry, Kuminga, Moody, Finney-Smith, and Kevin Looney. Then mix in Draymond Green's defensive orchestration when veteran savvy is needed. Some insiders believe these staggered 5-man units could outscore any bench in the league by double digits, offering rest for stars while maintaining relentless pace. Could this minute redistribution revive Bronny James's chance for real rotation scraps? A handful of garbage time minutes might transform into meaningful late quarter burn, accelerating his rookie acclimation. And speaking of Draymond, the skeptics ask, will his role shrink or evolve? If Kerr opts to rest Draymond more often, preserving his emotional and defensive spark, you'd see lineups with Finney-Smith sliding to the 5 in small ball crunch situations, Kuminga guarding the opposition's best wing, and Steph orchestrating from pure point guard. Fans are wondering if this is the moment Golden State sacrifices a little championship lore for a shot at sustainable innovation. Could Draymond's seasoned leadership be bottled into 22-minute bursts, making him fresher when the stakes are highest? Now picture the rival locker rooms in Denver. Nuggets coaches are scrambling to conjure a defense that can chase this new Warriors identity. Nikola Jokic's passing prowess, averaging 9.8 assists per game, could be nullified by Finney-Smith's length and Kuminga's switch ability. Some insiders believe Denver's pick-and-roll sets might become obsolete, If Golden State guards every seam and punishes turnovers with Curry pull-ups. Over in Oklahoma City, Thunder analytics teams are poring over how to counter this youth-laden, veteran-studded juggernaut. Could Luguentz Dort and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander find openings? Or will they be forced into ESO-heavy possessions that play right into Golden State's defensive gambits? Down in LA, Clips fans are already tweeting, "They got Kuminga and Finney-Smith. We might need to trade Kawhi next." Even Lakers social media managers, normally tight-lipped, have retweeted breakdowns of the sign-and trade, underlining how the balance of power may have shifted. Some say LeBron's chase for another ring just got steeper instead of a fractured West. He now faces a GSW squad that's faster, deeper, and smarter strategically. The playoffs feel reimagined. A first-round pairing against a familiar foe like the Kings suddenly looks daunting. Domantas Sabonis could be harassed by Finney-Smith's strength and Looney's physicality, while Curry and Kuminga tear apart backcourt matchups. Some insiders believe the true test will come in the conference semis, maybe against Denver, where championship pedigrees clash. Could this version of the Warriors mimic the 2015 juggernaut, blending youth and wisdom to steamroll opponents en route to another finals run? Off the court, the emotional resonance is electric. Kuminga's first practice in blue and gold was live-streamed by an eager team of content creators. Every rebound, every spin move, every grin as Steph congratulated him with a bump of the fist. Fans at the local bars on Telegraph Avenue cheered so loud that even passersby looked up, sensing a seismic shift in the air. Woy's late-night tweet, "GSW cements youth core and veteran boost. Dynasty blueprint evolves," sparked an avalanche of replies, while Shum's league-wide rulebook rewrite in response to the mechanics of the three-way trade. Even Andre Iguodala posted a throwback photo of himself hoisting the trophy, captioned simply, "Legacy meets future." Yet, amid the euphoria, a whisper of doubt lingers. Can this delicate alchemy survive the crucible of contention? Will new signings gel under playoff pressure, or will first-round jitters reveal cracks? Some fear that, in a win-or-go-home environment, bench depth and chemistry matter more than flash. But if history teaches anything, it's that the Warriors have never shied away from reinvention. Could the audacity of locking in Kuminga and adding exact fit veterans be the bold leap that defines the next golden chapter? Is this audacious enough to land another banner at Chase Center? Personally, as a ride-or-die member of Dub Nation, I believe that by daring to mix youth with veteran precision, Golden State has crafted the perfect storm for championship glory, and I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts, and subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report so you never miss another explosive update. Asterisk office in basketball, and finally, they invest in youth and vet talent together. Yet, amid the cheers, some skeptics caution that integrating new faces takes adjustment. Will Finney-Smith slide seamlessly into Kerr's motion offense, or will his ESO tendencies clash with the fluid pace? Connect, adapt to fewer ball stops and more catch-and-shoot reps. And does trading away assets, however modest, signal a shift away from the draft-and-develop ethos that built this dynasty? It's possible this gamble could backfire if the chemistry hits a snag. But Dub Nation's faith in Steve Kerr and Bob Myers runs deep. Could the perfect organizational synergy that minted for titles also be the force that melds these pieces into gold? But what do you think about all of this? Personally, as a Warriors supporter, I believe that by locking in Kuminga's talents and shoring up the roster with proven veterans, Golden State has struck the ideal balance between present contention and future stability, and I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below.